Brenda, good morning. Waypoint, giggles. Cool cat. Good morning. Just kind of waiting for my regulars to get here. What, me? What you want? What? What? All right. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. She knows when I'm going live and she starts to bug the hell out. She doesn't like it. Hey Joe, how's it go?
What's up?
Another day in paradise.
Boy, I don't know. That's how I feel.
You want to go outside? I don't think you want to go outside. Right back, Joe.
This is Tiny Costa Radio, Tiny Costa Radio, Tiny Costa Radio. Get a warning, you remain in effect for Southern Lake Huron and Lake Erie, and freezing spray warnings in effect for Lake Superior. For details of the continuous stream broadcast channel, 2 and Bravo, right there, Bravo, out.
The pain in the butt. But I love her. How you coming
Yeah.
with your print?
Well, this is printed, but I got to get it the way it'll fit. And it's like it's always just a little bit big until you get it on there the first time and get it on there. Then it makes this groove, you know. Because once you get it on there, it works, you know. But this one here is giving me a fit. It don't want to turn. Hey, we got Geek Zvana coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Southern Florida Geek Savannah.
Yeah.
What are you making what's the Fabergé egg for?
I'm making dragon eggs to give to the kids.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to pay nothing.
They're not fitting now?
It fits. It's just got to get the initial groove to hit. It's always a little bit off till that first time it goes on.
What about if you took a fingernail file and just right on the very end of it?
I've done that and I've messed them up.
Oh, okay.
It's better to fight with it for a few minutes. Same thing with all those little fidgets. You got to work them through till they get through. Once you get them through a few times, then they work.
Up everybody in the chat.
I got a notice last night at about 5:30. Remember my thing is out for delivery?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I had a question, I had an exclamation point on it and says, no attempt made, will deliver tomorrow. So they brought it to the FedEx over here in Covington. Now at 4 o'clock in the morning, it says it's out for delivery. So we'll find out.
I
But
think
now
it's
I'm at
just-
the point where I'm gonna let it stay. I'm gonna get it, and then we'll call. I'm at the point, it's been too much of a pain.
well, you got better patience than I do, because you know, I bought that computer yesterday, messed around for 2 hours and couldn't get it to do anything that I wanted it to in my mind.
About
And
what
so I
yesterday?
took it back.
You bought a Chromebook.
Why'd you buy a Chromebook? Those things are crap.
Well, I bought it as an extra computer because of this. This computer seems to have its ups and downs and ups and downs. And this is an old Dell. I mean, it works well, but it's an old Dell. Probably 7, 8 years old.
I guess if that's all you're using it for, Chromebooks.
But
all right.
see, because it was on sale, okay, like $300 off, I got it for like $147. And
This was a
15
Chromebook?
15-inch
Yeah.
screen Chromebook, yes. Like, let me see if I can show it to you.
I would never
said-
in my life pay $300 something for a fucking Chromebook. I don't give a shit how nice it looks, because most of the time the specs are exactly the same as the small ones. They're just different size screens. I mean, $150 ain't bad for a Chromebook, but I would not pay any more than that. What was the problem with the Chromebook? Like, what were you having trying to
It
set up?
wouldn't do anything I wanted to do. It's like, well, of course, it could be all of my old man memory. It didn't accept any of my passwords. It wouldn't turn anything on. I couldn't turn it off.
Well, the passwords had nothing to do with the Chromebook.
That's not Microsoft anyway. That's Chrome, so it's not going to accept any of your Microsoft shit.
There you go.
You got to remember, Chromebook is running a Google OS, not Microsoft. So, completely different from Windows.
So, Justin, what are you thankful for this morning?
I
What
don't
are
know
you
what
think-
he's asking. Yeah.
I ain't
What
thankful
are
for
you
anything.
thankful? What are you thankful for this morning?
Thankful.
I ain't kill somebody.
There you go. Hey, they caught that guy in New York. That's awesome.
Yeah, he was in
Yeah.
Philadelphia at McDonald's flirting with somebody.
No, what I was saying last night was New York was already talking about banning 3D printers like months ago. It might have even been about a year ago. And it was over 3D printed, the future of 3D printed guns. So they were talking about banning printers, and you'd have to have a license to own one, a special
Yep.
state license.
He just want to make
So-
them. It's just a money grab.
Yeah, but this just confirmed their what they were fighting about.
Was his
Well, he
was
didn't live in New York, but he
was
don't
his
live in
a
New
three-
York.
Was his a 3D printed gun? I didn't hear that.
That's
Yes.
what they were saying, weren't they?
They just reported this morning that they verified this 3D printed gun.
Joe, get rid of your printer.
I don't live in New York.
Your accent, it sounds like you do.
Oh,
Well, where's it? We'll get the duck. Hold on.
So
They
what
got
do
it
you
working
think
on the
for?
other one.
What are you thankful for, Paul?
Well, Joe's the man of all the toys, you know. If you want to know how something works or if he's got it, he's got it. He just won't tell you.
I don't have nothing.
Yeah, see, hear him? I don't
No, he
know.
doesn't have it. It's usually sitting in the mail somewhere.
Hey, good
Yeah.
morning, Jason.
It's stuck in
Hey.
custom.
Good morning, guys. How is everyone today?
Hey,
Good,
Jason.
Jason. How are you doing?
Very well, thanks.
There you go. Morning, sir.
Carry on.
Jason, you and I have something in common.
Oh yeah, what's that? We're both dope as hell.
Our first name.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah. I go by my middle name.
I was gonna say
Je-
you must go by your middle name.
Hold on, I never called
Outstanding.
Jason Pansy before,
Pansy?
but I remember calling Lance that.
Oh, Justin is no longer salty.
Outstanding. Right on. That's cool, Lance. Is that a family thing that you or you were like, I'm gonna go by Lance because it sounds cool?
It's actually a family thing. All three of my brothers go by our middle name,
All right.
and we're all JLC, all initials.
JLC. All right, that's cool.
And that was something my dad did, because my dad's first name and my older brother's first name were the same, and I think they got tired of saying Jesse, and then everyone would turn, and it's like, which one are you talking to? So infant, they
funny.
called him by his middle name.
Check. All right on, man. That's a fun facts for today then, right?
There you go. Yep.
Fun facts for today.
You know
Now-
what
What
I
do you
noticed
think?
about the younger generations is now they say Mr. or Mrs. and your first name instead of your last name now.
Exactly.
What do I think about it? I'm fine with it. I was a scoutmaster for my son's troop, and sometimes they'd say Mr. Laverius or Mr. Jason, or it's easier than saying Laverius
I don't really
sometimes.
care either.
It's
Right,
X
don't
number of
bother me.
syllables, you know what I mean? Coach Laverius, Coach Jason.
Well,
You know,
most people have
you know-
a harder time remembering last names anyway versus first names. They're usually a lot more simple.
Jason, Justin, my daughter's crew, which is she's 20, so that age area would always say Catherine's dad. They wouldn't even say my name or my any part of my name. They'd always, or Catherine's mom, and all the kids
Right.
did that.
Yeah, I know it's always been introduced as, that I can remember, it's Mr. Laverius or Coach Laverius until I unformalize it, if you will. And I'll say, you could just call me Coach Jason. So it's like, at least we're in this area in Virginia Beach, and that I can recall anyway. It's
I've
been that
noticed
way,
that.
But
like
it
when
only
I was
happened
in-
when I became a father.
Yeah.
See, when I was in high school, like teachers were really strict about, you had to call them by Mr. and Mrs. and their last name. Now it seems like people don't care anymore.
Well,
Me, it
it's a
don't bother
formality.
me none. It's whatever's easier for the kid to remember. I'll tell them you can call me either one. So
Well, it's a formality, and it's good that those that recognize that you call somebody by Mr. last name, that they have manners, and that's how I brought my son up until they're introduced differently. Or it's like, so Captain Joe can attest to this, you don't call officers by their first name. It's
Nope.
rank and last name until they unformalize it in a social setting, for example. But then when it comes down to work, it's back to, Mr. Laverius. You know, even
I'll
though
tell-
in the platoon, the guys were, I was, hey, when we're out drinking, it's Jason. And then, but when we're working, it's Mr. Laverius.
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. When I was driving in New Orleans, I drove the colonels around. It was always Staff Sergeant this, Staff Sergeant this, but in the car, I was Joseph. Right?
Joseph.
And I was the only enlisted person in that building he called by name, right? So when we were leaving, now it was Colonel Bauer and Colonel Lynch. Colonel Lynch, when I was leaving, was standing there. I can show you the picture of my ex-wife. She was military, and I'm standing next to her, and he's handing me my stuff from everything they'd given me, the sword and everything for leaving.
Yep.
And he says, Joseph, we're really gonna miss you, like that in front of everybody, right? Now that was a lot of respect.
No,
My
it's kind of a
stupid
big deal.
ex-wife looks at the colonel when he reaches out to us, handing us stuff, and she says, "You gonna call me by my first name?"
Ryan, Joel,
He
Brenda,
went-
Michael.
He went, "Sergeant Traumato, we're gonna miss you." I wanted to tell you, you're stupid. That was so stupid. You don't do
It's
that.
it's a formality thing, you know. It's
I'm telling you.
when you become familiar with somebody and the senior speaks that way to a subordinate, it's like, oh, they're good, if you will, you know. And that's how I was always with the guys in the platoon, you know, whenever we're out and about. And sometimes they still call me Mr. Laverius when we're out and about as well. When it's like also a senior, like when we're walking on the yard, right? If you see somebody that's a lower rank than us with a lady on their arm, you know, I would salute the junior as a, you know, like a bump me up to the guy, you know, to the dude, to
Right.
the subordinate. And they appreciate that also. But it's those little things that, you know, make somebody feel good about themselves also, that builds that camaraderie, that morale. But as far as general manners, you know, outside of the military,
Right.
it's appropriate for somebody to start calling people Mr., Mrs. last name until they are, if you will, what do they call it? We called it being spooned. You couldn't call somebody by their first name.
Right.
I call Matt Mrs. Northeast all the time, out of respect. You know?
That's appropriate. That's
Well, his name
appropriate,
is
though.
Miss Nunya, right? His forename name is Miss Nunya.
But that was the one thing that always got to me.
I'll make my wife
Like I said,
call me
I was in
Mr.
the Corps
Doss.
with those generals and colonels and a lot. You know,
Right.
because 2.5 years, 3 years in New Orleans, actually almost 3 years here, and just in the city, almost 8,000 miles.
Donald
That's how
said I
much I
make
drove
my
them.
Donald said I make my wife call me Mr. Doss. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I believe that. But that really was a show of respect, because I didn't expect it, you know. And the first
Right.
time Colonel Bauer said, "Joseph, we need to stop," like that, I was thinking, did he just say Joseph? You know, like that.
Oh yeah, no. I get
And
it.
my reply was, "Yes, sir."
Yep.
But I sure did not call him by his first name.
And you're not supposed to, even though, you know, I mean, you're still in a professional setting, even though you're in a car from a junior to a senior.
Right.
I would not either. If we were drinking beers and then he's like, hey, just call me Bob, Bill, whatever, Joe. When we're
Well, that's
at his house, for example, and sometimes that doesn't even happen. But it's that respect you respect
and
the
you know,
rank.
you got some of the salts, some of
And
the
the
real
person.
salts, that the real salts are really, you know, they're so salty, they're not going to do it. Like the Colonel here,
Right.
Colonel Christmas, right here at Junior ROTC. I don't call him by any name but Colonel. And he's Junior ROTC. And when he sees me, it's Staff Sergeant every time he sees me. And that's the way he wants it. But guess what? Well, he's got it. You know? Now, Master
Nope.
Guns, now him and I, we go at it.
Yeah, every time I see our JROTC teacher, I call him Major, you know, and his last name.
Yep.
But you know, if we're in like the staff lounge, I might call him by his first name, but out and about in the halls, I always call him Major and his last name. I think he appreciates that.
Yeah, he earned it, you know.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
it's respect as appropriate.
Oh, that's
Now it
freaking
irritates
nuts.
me if a kid does call me by my first name also, and I'll correct him. I know it's Coach Jason. You know, my friends call me
Wow.
Jason. You're not my friend. You're my student,
Right.
Coach Jason.
Yeah,
And they're
Yeah.
calling me-
my son
Yeah,
sent
we
me
have
a
two
set
teachers.
of
The kids call him by
neo
their first,
filters.
and I'm like, no, you don't call them by your first name. You're their
No.
teacher, you know. But these two teachers let them, and it's like, really uncomfortable with that, dude.
And you know what? That teacher should maybe learn some manners / you know, understand what familiarity is, because that could also look like, what do they call it in youth protection? Grooming.
Grooming.
You know,
Yeah.
if only a few, like 1 or 2 students call you by your first name, let's go. You know, it could look like, it may not be, but it's a perception, and perception is, what do they say, 9/10 of the law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I started teaching back in '83, you know, I was 23 years old, and the kids would call me Cadena. They wouldn't even say Mister. But all of my peer teachers that were 10 years older than I was would always say, "You call him Mr. Cadena," you know. And I was a coach, and all the coaches said, "It's not, you know, your last name. You say Mr. or you say Coach, but you don't
Right.
just say their last name." That wasn't a big deal to me, and I don't know why it wasn't for me, but for my peers that were 10 years older-ish than I was, they all jumped on the kids. It's Mr. whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, it wasn't that big a deal to me, but anyway.
Right. No, you know what? Then I've going back into the military again. It's like the juniors, the subordinates, never called me Laverius. They called me Ensign, LT, Commander. You know, it was they always included the title or Mister.
Yeah.
It was never just Laverius.
You see, that stuff that even changed because there was no way in hell one of the lieutenants I would have called LT back then when I was in. That changed later on.
No, they call me LT. In fact, one guy, he still calls me LT even though I'm commander. He's like, yeah, well, he goes, I'll always know you as LT, sir. And it's like, that's all right, because they're, you know, lieutenant commander is part of my name still. That dude was actually the dude that sold me Maggie. He
Oh my
went out
God.
and got, he opened up his own dog handling business. And when I was prescribed a service dog, I reached out to him. He's like, yeah, let me see what I got on inventory.
So did you used to work with guard dogs?
No, canines, not guard dogs.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, the K9 unit.
Yes. Very little. I didn't, you know, I mean, I worked alongside them. I was not a handler in the military. Yeah. All right,
There's
fellas, I gotta
actually
get going. I'm parking right now. I'll catch up with you another time. We'll continue.
Here,
Okay,
Jason,
Jason.
take care.
Have a great day, guys.
And that is nuts.
We're
What's
down
that?
to about an 1/8 inch.
These new 5090 graphics cards coming out have to have a 600 watt or greater, and they have to have their own dedicated power supply.
Hey, what do you think of that Marvel Rival or whatever is out? Justin?
I've downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet, so I don't know.
Okay.
We're gonna do something on Saturday afternoon or evening, Saturday evening. We're gonna all
And is
jump on there and play.
it a like a sub pack of Fortnite or it's separate entity?
I think it's a co-op between Epic and Marvel, but it's not part of Fortnite. No, it's its own game.
Gotcha.
Is it owned by the same company?
I mean, Epic, I think was the one that helped them design it. So I don't know who actually owns it.
So they're kind of like different divisions, huh?
Well, Marvel doesn't make their own stuff, I don't believe. So Epic probably did all the game design and stuff on their own. They're just licensing the characters, probably.
You know what I'm thankful for?
Life
You're
in
thankful
general?
for the Power 1000.
There you go. I am thankful for a garage. I pulled out of my garage this morning and all the cars on the street had about 2 inches of ice on them.
Yeah, that would make a difference.
Ooh, the hospital's lit up in Italy colors. That's kind of cool. I'm going to go fly the Christmas tree this morning.
I'm down to about 1/8 of an inch, Paul.
Uh-oh. That's what she said.
Well, that's all I need, though. That's how good I am.
You get your Power 1000 yet?
No. It said it was going to be delivered by last night. Then I got an email later on saying no attempt made, will be delivered tomorrow.
I think that's
And at
just
4
has to
o'clock
do
this
with
morning, they said it was out for delivery.
I think that just has to do with the holiday shit, amount of holiday stuff. Because like I said, FedEx and Amazon now are both using 2 people per truck, like UPS has done every year.
Yeah, when I
So-
drove up to Walmart to return that computer, the place was jammed.
Did you see TJ?
TJ,
Don't go to Walmart the last 2 days before Christmas. Yeah, you're talking about being jammed up. The last day is really bad. You go in there. It's everybody and their mom's going in there to get something.
you used to be at Walmart, didn't you?
Yeah, I was a manager there for almost 5 years.
Question I have, I took that computer back and returned it to the desk. It was delivered. And they issued me a credit on my credit card.
Right? Back to the card you paid for it with.
Yep. And the question I have is, because it was opened and it was in pristine condition, I put it back just the way it was, packed and everything. Do they
15%.
do they discount that, or what do they do to sell it
You
again?
You should have a
Uh,
receipt showing how much you were credited.
Oh yeah,
No,
I got a receipt.
So that'll tell you right there.
Most computer components, they do not resell. They send it onto a return pallet that will get sold to a one of those companies that buys all the return pallets. They
Yeah,
usually
I
don't.
got a return credit of $134 and $147.34.
Yeah, they don't charge you a restocking fee or anything like
Nope.
that.
No,
But
it
they
was
would.
delivered at noon, and I returned
No,
it.
Walmart doesn't charge restocking fees.
Best Buy does. Best Buy docks you 15%.
It was delivered at noon.
If it's open.
and I returned it
If
at
it's
2
open.
o'clock yesterday afternoon.
Walmart don't give a shit. They
Oh, okay.
because they make all those they make a lot of money back on those pallets from those liquidation companies that come in and buy all the pallets.
Buy a pallet.
They don't care. They don't computer components they tend to not resell because they don't know if you did anything to it. So they just sell it on a liquidation pallet and let somebody else deal with it. It really depends on the store. I mean,
Well, I was just thinking this time of year, I don't think they have a special area for selling
Like-
product
well,
that's been
like-
out of the store.
well, like they used to sell return TVs. And now, well, back when I was working there last year, I was there, they started forcing us to return all of them. And they had to go onto pallets and get returned. instead of selling them in the store. Because they didn't want to deal with people bringing them back after, because they got the same return policy on a used TV as they did a new one. So somebody brought it back in 60 days and said, oh, it didn't work. Now you had to deal with that TV twice instead of just sending it back and getting rid of it.
Okay.
But you only have 15 days to return cell phones and computer components. Anything after 15 days, they won't take it. They only do a 15-day return on that kind of stuff. The only time I ever did a return past 15 days for like a cell phone or something is if it like had really bad like issues, like hardware issues, where obviously the phone was messing up. Because I had a girl come in one day and she was 17 days past and she just wanted to exchange it for another one because it was acting up really bad. And we sat there and played with it for about a half hour, and yeah, it was doing all kinds of weird shit. So we allowed her to exchange it because she wasn't trying to return it and get the money. So
There's what it is I bought and returned. I thought that was a pretty good price.
for a Chromebook, that's about as much as you're going to want to pay for a Chromebook. I would never pay $300 for a Chromebook. Because they got really basic ass processors and integrated graphics on them. They're not very good. They're just really basically made for just basic internet surfing. And that's it. They're not designed for any kind of gaming or any kind of serious office tasks or anything like that. They're more designed for a lot of schools and just basic internet stuff.
There's a refurb for $94.99. What would that be? A refurb?
Well, it's
That
either
means that's the one you had.
it's either refurbished or it's just an open box that they might be reselling again. So the warehouse might have some that are, like I said, I don't
You
know
don't
what
need it,
they
Paul.
do with. I
No,
don't
I
know what
don't
they
need
do
it.
with old computers anymore because I haven't been there in a while. So because then now they may send them back to the warehouse and then they might turn around and try to resell them as refurbished. Technically, they're not refurbishing jack shit. They're just repackaging it and
Yep.
selling it to you. Just like a lot of the shit Amazon sells, they call refurbished. It's not refurbished. It's just open box. Somebody bought it, opened it, decided they didn't want it, and sent it back.
Why can't I move that where I want it? It's going opposite.
I'm sitting here and I just thought about something. I got to make the video board up for the boys basketball. All the different pictures of everybody on the team. I got till Friday.
Friday's the next shoot.
Next game. I'm not going there till Friday, so I'll bring it Friday. So we were told we were going to be flooding overnight. Got no rain overnight. But now the rain through Wednesday, they're showing it slowed down. It's supposed to be coming through here in the next couple of hours. Now, yesterday, I went outside and that big canal in the back
Yeah.
was flooded all the way up to the edge of the street. So it would have flooded last night if it would have. And that's going to piss them off because they just finished all the apartments downstairs. They got flooded again.
That's probably all insurance paid, right?
Oh, yeah. But they started something. They've been having to do so many insurance claims that now when you sign a new lease, you have to have a limited liability policy of $100,000 in case you do something that damages the department.
They're on the news all day, Joe. I don't know if you've noticed it, about the drones over New Jersey.
Oh, yeah, and you think about
Yeah.
something, people not listening. Where's Stefanik from? Isn't she from New Jersey or New York?
New Jersey.
Well, Stefanik, they can't get the bill through now. All of a sudden, there's drones all over spying on people.
Well, they've had the same issue in England too, over some joint U.S. British bases too. There was a video I watched last week, 4 F-15s that were scattering the drones, like trying to scare them off out of the airspace. I don't know.
Well, I'll put it like this. If they do know it's a drone for sure, and they've got a visual on a drone for sure, they need to take it down.
They got pictures of them. I've seen them.
Well, they need to take it down and find out where it's from.
Well, yeah. What was a couple, 3 years ago? All of a sudden, they came out with these guns that they could put it on the drone and bring it back to wherever they wanted to.
Oh, yeah, they got them. They got more than that.
Electronic, you know. Just
Yeah. They got more than that out there.
That's the thing though, is they do have pictures of the drones from New Jersey. They got a bunch of pictures of them, and they're estimating they're the size of a fucking car, is what they're saying. And the one picture I saw, it looked like one of those air taxis that
Yeah.
that one company was making. Exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, that's what they look like from what I saw.
I don't know.
What got me is they were talking about them on Fox last night, and on the Gutfield show, one of the guys comes on. He says, "Yeah," he says, "you can't fly a drone in New Jersey over private property; it's illegal." And all this, I went and looked it all up. In New Jersey, in some townships in New Jersey, you have to have permission from the owner to fly over their property.
really.
Yeah, because they're not giving airspace rules. What they're doing is they're skirting around those by making it a privacy issue.
Well, they're making it a combination. They're also saying you can't fly over some private property under 400 feet. So
Well,
you
see,
can't legally go above 400 feet. So they're using airspace to play with it,
I know some
which
states
I think
have
you could
put
fight
in-
them.
Well, some states have put in privacy rules saying that going into somebody's property or filming somebody's property is a privacy issue.
You see, and the
But,
bottom
I don't
line
know.
is the Supreme Court's already said that an aircraft can fly over the property, that the property owner has no rights to it. So all you got to do is you got to have money and fight them, and you throw that thing right out of court because it's already been, Supreme Court's already said it. With that guy with that chicken ranch,
Yeah.
that they were freaking the chickens up.
That was back right after World War II, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the law.
Well,
So
companies
how can a
want to
state
do.
change it?
The only way I could see them doing anything is I think like kind of like a state national park, they can request a no-fly area over certain areas from the FAA
Yeah.
unless you have some kind of authorization to be there.
Well, the thing of it is there's so many gray areas now, especially like with all these companies trying to do drone delivery to your house, you know, that kind of.
Well, that's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the problem too is you're lumping non-piloted aircraft in with piloted aircraft that are doing two totally different things. And that's where a lot of this like back and forth comes from. Because should a drone have the same right as a four-seater manned aircraft? I don't know.
If it's in the air, it should.
Yeah, you should all play
I
by the
think with
same
other-
rules.
It comes down to airspace. It's in the air. If it's a duck, if it flies like a duck, it's a duck, you know?
I have a feeling that it's gonna get to the point to where drones will be legal, but you're gonna have to have a legit reason why you're flying under a 107. Like you're gonna have to say, I'm actually inspecting this bridge, and you're gonna have paperwork saying that that's what you're doing. You're
No,
not
I don't
gonna
think
just
that's
be
ever
able
gonna
to.
happen.
I don't think you'll be able to just go out and fly a bridge and say you're 107 and you're just flying it just to fly at the end of the day. I don't know. We'll see. Because I mean, between what's going on in England and what's been going on here, it's not a good sign. That just adds more fuel to the fire. So
But everybody on there last night was talking about it and giving their opinions, but they did come out and say, well, I don't know anything about drones.
because England, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't fucking ban them at some point too, with the issues they've been having the last few weeks over there as well.
Well, I
Because
never,
they have-
all I have to do is get Laura to give her a drone. So when Laura unfolds it, it'll rain over there and nobody can fly.
Yeah,
England would have an easier time banning them than the US would.
Yep. You know, we got Waypoint, we got TJ in the chat now.
yep.
Pantages Theater. There's my Christmas tree right outside the Pantages. I'm flying it now.
I got it to close there, Paul.
Did you?
Yeah, it just takes working it, you know.
Working it in, huh?
Yeah, once you get, because it's the groove's always a little bit too much. Once you get it in that slot and start fooling with it, it wears it down just enough. The more you do it, the better it'll be. And I've got to where it'll close all the way. Now I got to print the dragons to go inside. I'm down to, I've got one more of these to print, but I'm doing a different one. Doing that one I showed y'all yesterday that's all connected. That way my granddaughter, when she opens it, she can't take it out to lose it, you know?
Right.
All part of it.
So you're gonna have the dragon printed on the inside, attached at the bottom.
Yeah, it's part of the print.
Yeah.
And if that one's easy to print, that's the only one I'm gonna print.
Hey,
from the
did you
future, too.
did you ever get a reply back on your teddy bears?
No, I got the reply back said, thank you for contacting us. It said our offices were closed for a retreat from the 4th to the 8th, which yesterday was the 9th. They said we'll contact you shortly, like that. Then I got one later said that it was sent to the appropriate team. But
Yeah,
I told
everything
them straight out, I said, when I ordered that bear, there was only one bear on that website and it talked. I said, and then all of a sudden now going in, there's two of them, one doesn't talk. I said, y'all may have made a web mistake. I said, but you're not going to bait and switch it on me. I said, either let me know what's going to happen or I'll send these back. You know?
Why? What happened with the ones you got?
Well,
It doesn't, they don't talk. And when you go online now, the ones that talk are more money. I got a feeling it was somebody put the wrong price on there and didn't put it on right. And then they realized, hey, we're going to have to, we're losing money. We're going to have to go back and do this.
because the non-talking ones are how much?
39 to 49.
Okay, and the talking ones are what, 65?
No, 49. 39 and 49.
Okay, so it's $10. So they'd be better off to send you a couple of talking bears.
And like I said, I'll send these back because I don't want the talking ones.
Yeah.
You know?
I think they're
Actually, I want one talking one. I don't care about the other one. Hers being talking. You know, hers doesn't need to talk. You know.
I didn't think they were that expensive. Why?
Yeah. Well, you bought the first one for 39. You got the second one for 19. That's what they did. So it dropped them down to 29 a piece, basically.
But one of them was supposed to be the talking bear.
So both of them
Yeah.
are supposed to be talking.
Was
Because
this through Amazon?
when I pressed on it, it said has 10 different. I wish I didn't do a screenshot. I always do a screenshot of what I buy. And I did a screenshot, but I did it of the receipt. So
What company was this you bought them through? Amazon? Or?
it's Proud Patriots, the one that does all the stuff for Trump and the cards and all kinds of stuff. They're big business, big thing. So they'll probably fix it. It's the one I buy the cards from that are sealed, and I got coins from them and everything else, all about Trump. Because I look at it this way: they may not be worth too much today, but if my granddaughter's in her like 50s or 60s, they may be worth something, you know. And I'll keep all the cards are sealed, and I'm gonna make sure that stuff like that, I'm gonna let her know as she grows up. This is for you, but don't open it, sell it later when you can make money on it. Because I tell you what, when I was talking bears that unopened, 30 years from now, may get $600-700 for it.
So did your
So
Power
what-
1000 come in yet, Joe?
Nope. Whenever you ask that's a standard question, that's the answer. It'll be no.
I got my bag last night. I showed you guys that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I called Amazon. They're going to refund my money for my power station and send me a new one.
Why? What happened with your?
When he tries to charge it up, it smells like something's burning inside.
Oh, that's not good.
No, especially because it's got a big battery in there.
This is my question. What are you gonna do with that one?
Send it to you, so you
Really?
feel like you have one.
Did they
No.
tell you could keep it, or?
That they told me, yeah, that I can just discard it or.
Yeah, it's well, I get. That's the thing is, yeah, you don't even know what's wrong with it. It could be a battery,
Well, I mean,
it could be a
you don't want to
transistor.
ship it to somebody because it could explode, you know?
Well, you're probably not gonna be able to ship it.
Well, the thing is it could be a multitude of different things. It could be a battery, it could be a transistor. I mean, who knows what it is? Be a
Because
battery,
you
motherboard.
checked it several
control
times,
board.
right, Lance? And you could smell
Yeah,
something.
I did. I numerous times I plugged it in to charge it, and same thing. I thought maybe it
Now
would go away, just the new,
A fitting.
New car
Did
smell.
you see any smoke coming out of it?
just probably kind of like a fog machine, kind of.
Yeah, that's not good.
Wait a minute. You really had he didn't have smoke
No,
coming out of it.
I did not have smoke coming out of it.
He had smoke coming out of it. I'd be leaving. They'd be out of the house.
No.
So my son sent me the Neo filters.
We do some of
For
that
Christmas.
today.
No.
What can I get for you?
Can I get?
So I'm thinking. I told him. He said, "Did you open it?"
Are the
I said,
two
"No, put it
sandwiches
under the
the same
tree."
for the south?
Without.
Anything else?
That's it.
It will be $8.69 at the window.
Lance is getting
So-
something to eat.
Hey, I'm gonna see if this makes any difference with the way it jitters a little bit. Now it's gonna be a little natural blur to it, so it might work better. But that's heavy. This whole box is heavy.
It might have like a really nice case or something inside too, though.
Yeah, it's
What,
Freewell.
why would that help with the jitter though?
Well,
Isn't
it's
that
gonna
more
give you a little
visual?
blur. So because you got a little blur, you're gonna see it a little different,
Yeah.
you know? And the jitter, the only thing I see wrong with the jitter is if I'm flying it with the RC2 and I'm not going fast, and I'm just doing yaws real slow, and that it looks good. But if I'm flying around stuff and going through stuff with it and making turns, you can see like a jitter. Now with the motion control, whole different story because
You see,
it's immediate.
all the times I fly the Neo, I never noticed that.
How many times you flew it, Paul? Once?
Yeah, once and a half.
Yeah. He started it once. And then that guy came out with told use the gym fans. I got to go back and look at that. The gym fans with the 5 blades. He put it on there. And he said
Yeah.
it had a different sound. It did have a different sound.
But then Mark
then he
said
put
he
it-
flew his indoors and it flew fine. So
Yeah, I know everybody's flying inside and they fly good. I've emailed them. They haven't contacted me
Well,
back.
There's a video on there. I don't know who did it. Some female. She went through a tunnel underneath the expressway, and it didn't fade or didn't move or didn't anything. They just followed her, and it was dark in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm thinking it's a bad batch of sensors.
Could be. I'm gonna wait for one more update. When they do the next update, and if it still does it, I'm gonna tell them, look, we got a problem. This thing, every time I fly it anywhere, it's got any kind of shadow, it goes batshit crazy.
Or like underneath I would imagine underneath the tree and stuff, there's a shadow. It probably.
Well, it's under the trees out here. It was working good. When I went through stuff that was like that in the dark, it was working good. But when I went to land, like I said, every time I put my hand out, when it gets close to my hand, it starts picking up an altitude, which it shouldn't. It's like it recognizes my hand, but it takes it a couple of seconds to do it. But it doesn't have optical avoidance, so why would it be avoiding my hand? You see what I mean? If it doesn't have optical avoidance, it should fly right up to my hand and stop. When I stop right there and then land. But it comes to it and then it wants to fly up. So it's picking up something to make it like obstacle avoidance.
How does that camera work in low light situations?
In here, the camera looks good.
I
Like
mean,
I said, the camera's not bad.
Have you taken it outside in the low light?
Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. Not nighttime, I won't do it. But I mean, in the afternoon and like golden hour time, it's look good. And I listen to everybody, all these quote superstars in the drone community talk about, well, it's only 199 camera, you can't expect much. The camera's good. It's not the Avata 2 camera, it's not the Mavic 3 camera, but it's a good picture.
Yeah.
I wish it was 4K 60 though.
What is it, 4K 30?
Yeah. 4K 60 make a hell of a difference. You saw what the 4 is going to be, right?
All that would take would be an update in the program, right?
If they got the chip in it.
Well, it's not even just that too. It could be the onboard cooling system can only handle so much, and
God damn it.
it could overheat if you add more to
You
it.
dropped your drink.
What's the matter? Don't like your breakfast?
No, I turned on the wrong street again. I did the same thing yesterday. Which means I need to go around the block.
You're getting older.
And
But have you heard the Mavic 4, the leaks on it? It's
No.
going to be, you got 4K, you got 6K 1000.
yeah, I saw that 6K. That's going to eat up
Oh
a
no,
lot.
6K 100, 6K 100.
That's going to eat up a lot of hard drive space.
Yeah, what are you going to do with 6K footage anyway?
You know, that's what we said about 1080p 10 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, but the thing is like going past 4K, it's kind of a waste. Because
That's what we said 10 years ago, buddy. Same
yeah,
thing.
but the thing is most of you guys are putting your stuff on YouTube.
Online.
And
Yeah.
if you go look at YouTube's, like, what their numbers are to devices being used to watch YouTube, like, I think it's well over 80% is phone and tablets. Only like 1 or 2% is actually TVs.
Yeah.
So nobody's
Well,
going to see 6K on a cell phone or a tablet.
But
1080
but
looks
Justin-
sharp as shit.
Justin, you got to realize that girl across the hall told me one time more than 6 inches of the waist. Then she met me, and now she's happy.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Joe is now the standard.
My disclaimer's up.
I mean, and just to be able to see, I think true 8K, you have to be at like 150-inch screen or bigger. So 6K would probably be what, 100-inch?
Probably.
I just don't see the point in wasting time trying to put a bunch of film in 6K resolution. I think stick with 2 or 4K. I think you'd just be eating up a bunch of space on your hard drives for nothing.
You know, the Mavic 3 will shoot in 5.7K. I never shoot that high with that drone. Do you, Joe?
No,
It
4K 60.
Like I said too, if like 90% of people were watching your guys' videos on like 50, 60, 70-inch TVs, I would say definitely be higher than 1080, but 1080 60 or 2K even at 60 looks sharp as shit on most, 40-inch screens or smaller. You're not gonna have an issue with people not thinking your video looks really good.
what's the date today? The 11th?
10th.
Then,
The 10th? So December 10th, 2024. You need to go back and watch this in 10 years and listen to Justin say 6K sucks.
Yeah.
Well, and there is another reasoning behind my argument too, is I can't remember the exact thing, but your eyes naturally can only see up to a certain resolution anyway. Really?
Yeah, but have you seen babies lately? They only have thumbs because the kids are texting all the time.
Oh my God.
So the eyesight's going to get better.
That's funny. So my thing says outfit delivery between 1040 and 240.
so
Bill,
that's,
We'll find out.
come in yet?
Yeah,
it's only 840 there now, isn't it?
it's been in town for 3 days. Yeah, it's 840. So I got 2 hours to 5 hours or 6 hours.
So Dre's saying the problem with higher resolutions is too often the FPS is still at 30 frames. At 6 and 8K, 60 frames would be the sweet spot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what the Mini 2 was, I think, was what, 4K 30, I think was what it shot at. No, if it, I can't remember if it did 4K 60.
Still have him in. Well, I tell you, that'll show you right there. Loki's laying there underneath you sleeping. I said, look at Loki. He looked up at me and he stretched and then laid back down. Like he's telling me, yeah, this is where I want to be.
What is the highest resolution visually your eyes can see?
Depends on what planet you're from.
I'm trying to see because I remember it saying, might not be noticeable unless you sit very close to a large film TV. I remember somebody saying something about 8K one day when we were talking about it.
Now that's overkill. We will never use 8K. Oh, what's the date today? December 10th, 2024.
Yep.
Yep.
Show you a shirt I want.
That's all we'll be watching is 8K.
I want this
And
shirt.
there'll be something besides YouTube in 10 years. YouTube
Look,
Plus.
Paul. I want this shirt.
Oh, hey, well, that's, that a good.
David.
David, yeah.
Yeah, I sent him a link to it. But it's actually a sweatshirt.
Yeah. I
It's
was
made
gonna
out of a
say,
fleece material
Yeah.
with the print on
How
it,
much is it?
like $37.
Just $37?
I was looking at it last night and I was thinking about it.
What size?
Oh, they go all the way up to 5X,
Oh,
same
wow.
price. Yeah, it was actually, they got a couple of them. Let me see if I can get this. They got a couple of them on the site. We'll look at it.
Oh, look at that. The second one, third one over, right there.
That one right there?
The face, yeah.
Yeah. I like
And
that.
they even got the pants to go with it, the green pants.
Yeah, that's still a bit too much. I like that one. See, that was my problem. I kept looking at them last night and deciding, do I want one or
what's the
do I?
Grinch one with the hat on?
Hold on. Go back to that. I didn't see it.
Right there.
That's just a hat.
Oh, just a hat. Okay.
Now that's cool too.
Yeah, $12.99.
Yeah, but it's different colors. Dark green or the Grinch green.
There you go.
But see, I was looking at them and I was thinking one like this would be better because it's more of a shirt, you know.
Okay,
So like that's $36.99.
So it says humans can fully enjoy the clarity of 4K and 8K resolution. However, it's hard for human eyes to compare, but to actually like be able to compare the two. Your eyes can tell the difference between 8K and 4K resolution, but only at a high visual acuity or if you're extremely close to a screen. So you'd have to be like really close to it.
And I agree with that. I mean, pixel peeping to a certain extent is going to end. We
It's
could
saying
pixel
the high. Yeah, it's saying the highest that you can. The human eye
There's
can
another
see
one,
is like
Paul.
570 something megapixels.
Look at this
Uh-huh.
one.
But I can tell
Yeah,
using
that one's cool too.
my Insta360 and putting that online compared to my 4K, it's a world of difference.
The screen would have to have a density of 576
There comes
megapixels in order
Dre.
to fully encompass the entire field of view.
Dre's
I don't know.
got his power station.
I just think that if you're posting a lot of your stuff to YouTube, that's your main bread and butter. I don't really see the point in going that high a resolution. That seems a little
there is no point if you're doing this on social media. And
Yeah,
like I
that's what I'm
said,
saying.
the problem is going with the higher resolution is frame rate, because not so much the higher resolution, it's the equipment that you're going to need to play it back with. That's going to make it look good. That's going to be the next problem. It's like when people first went to 4K, 4 or 5 years ago. A lot of people didn't have the computers to even edit 4K. Now everybody can edit 4K now.
How if you're trying to do 4K on a 1080 screen, it's not going to look right.
Huh?
I said if you're doing like trying to produce 8K resolution on like a 2K screen, it's not going to.
Right.
It's going to look different when it comes out.
And like you say, when you talk about telling the difference between 1080p, 4K, or even 2.7 up to 6 and 8K, you have to be sitting within 10 feet of a large screen. And I think the standard screen you need to be looking at is either 55 or 60 inch to really tell the difference. And you got to be sitting within 10 feet to see the difference and how more
it was saying 2 feet.
and how more closely the pixels are.
Actually, Dre, on your what you just said, it actually said on the website I was reading it on, it said you have to be within 2 feet to be able to tell the difference between 4K.
Usually 10 feet is usually the golden rule. 2 feet, you're doing an examination. You're not even seeing a picture. You up here looking at 4 dots.
Here you go, Paul.
Overall picture look, I say within 10 feet, you like I say, like my TV at home. There you go, Joe.
Yeah, how about that, Paul?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think
I
like
look at
you
my
like,
TV, the further back I am, the better it looks. Usually the sitting position in the family room is right about 10 to 11 feet. If I move behind the couch where we have the eating area for the kitchen, it even looks better. And that's up somewhere between 18 feet.
well, like I said, like we were both saying, like for social media, I think it's pointless because one, you're just going to take up a bunch of extra space on
Yeah,
your
I
hard
mean,
drives and everything else for really nothing. Because that's the thing is YouTube and a lot of the social media platforms, you can actually look up and they give you a breakdown and they actually have the percentages of what devices are watching.
right.
And that will
They
give
tell
you
you
an
who's
idea.
watching on phones, TVs, laptops,
Right.
all that kind of crap. But overall, like I say, for even in today's standards, 1080p is good enough for YouTube and especially Facebook, TikTok. You know,
Oh,
1080p is all that 1080p looks like butter. It's smooth.
YouTube makes your videos or Facebook makes your videos look like crap
You
the
know,
way they compress it.
yeah. That's why I tell people. I said, film in 4K, edit in 4K, but when you upload it, don't worry about it. Don't worry if you upload in 1080p or whatever, because like I said, you go at the best quality you can, because you know YouTube and Facebook is going to compress it. So if you still want it to look good, start at the highest level that you can get, and they'll compress it down so at least it looks still decent in the long run. Is Lance still on? Yeah, I see his name here. Lance, can you hear me? Oh, now he's gone. I was going to ask him, I heard he say something about his 1000 is still smelling like smoke when he charges it.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Yes, it does. And I have a call in. They're going to, sounds like they contacted DJI. So what Amazon's doing is that it's a third party seller. So they're contacting they're contacting DJI. DJI is going to contact me. And if they don't within 72 hours, Amazon's just going to refund my money.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say it's an automatic 1 year. I know at least 1 year warranty is automatic.
Yeah, and I added the 2 year on top of it, right away.
Yeah, you can add the 2 year, but I know it's 1 year automatically and stuff.
So yeah, just as of 2023, the 90% of all YouTube videos are actually viewed by mobile. 12.6% are actually desktop, and then like less than 2% is actual TVs or anything like that.
And like I said, because it all depends on how it was edited in, how it was rendered. You'll get some videos that look great on TVs and others that look like crap. And that's always the difference of what kind of TV it is, what's the refresh rate of the TV, all that kind of stuff comes into play too. Because like I said, I first got this thing, 6-7 years ago. Everybody kept screaming about filming in 24 frames per second. I said, dude, it's hard to make something look good in 24 frames per second unless you're shooting ultra slow. The drone's moving very slow. Everything's going on very slow. The 24 frames per second is what you call true cinema filming, because the eyes, I guess our eyes are optically looking at things at 24 frames per second. But the more frames you throw at it, it looks even more smoother to our eyes. So I can say 30 frames per second is the minimum. I like shooting at 60 frames per second because it makes it easier to edit at 60 frames per second. So if you want to slow something down or even speed something up, it doesn't fall apart on you. So Lance, you like that video I did yesterday on the 1000?
I did. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Explain to me exactly in layman's terms what that little dongle is useful for?
Well, it allows you to control the power station through an app.
Okay,
Now it's kind of odd that how DGI they get us one way or another, nickel and diming us on stuff because like I said in my video, I have a Blue Eddy that has this stuff already built in.
Joe, if you want to go ahead and mute yourself, you don't need to listen to this. You don't have one of these.
Yeah, I guess I have a Blue Eddy that has that. They told me right away. I said, go to Google Store or iOS, whatever it is, store, and you can download the app, and it connects to it right away. Same information that the one for DGI does. It controls everything from the app, so that way you don't have to always walk over to it or wherever you may have it running. You just look on the app. You might be a different part of the house or upstairs, downstairs, whatever, and you can know what's going on.
gotcha.
But the whole thing was just like this new extra battery, the 2000 they have coming out.
Yeah.
For that to work, you still will have to upgrade the 1000.
Okay.
And that's what a lot of people didn't catch on to when I did my video on that you have to upgrade the 1000 to make the 2000 work, because the 2000 doesn't have a power button on it. When you connect that thing to the cables, the 1000 has to be upgraded to activate the 2000.
Okay. And what does the dongle cost?
$27.
Okay.
It wasn't very expensive, but it does take up one of the SDC slots.
So is the extra battery an extra 1000 or extra 2000?
Well, it's the extra battery is actually twice the power of the 1000, but you have to have the 1000 upgraded to activate it.
Accommodate it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like with the dongle I bought, that you had to upgrade the 1000 to activate the dongle.
Yeah, that's got to be a heavy ass with all that connected to it.
Yeah. No, I didn't want to rub it in today, Justin. You see my background, so Joe gets offended. I got the background, got me covered.
You're not even looking.
It's all right.
I'll lean over to the side, Joe, so you can get a full view.
Yeah, okay.
Look at all those ports.
I see.
Yeah. So I need to have a class in my house with all the other occupants of my dwelling to have a little. I say, Joe, have a school circle.
Yeah, I'll put there's an NJP going on.
Yeah.
Robin, give me 50 there,
so I can instruct the rest of the occupants of my house how to use all this stuff. We got Santa Ana wind starting last night again. Big old fire burn up in Malibu right now. And I let them know that they cut the power off, because I already got my message from AT&T that the power may go out in our area due to high winds and everything. So they would know how to grab this thing and know how. And for them, it's all about keeping their phones charged up. Or my youngest daughter, she wants to be able to make sure she can keep playing on her PS5.
Yeah.
Now, can you add more than one of those extra batteries to that, or
Yeah, you can daisy chain up to 5.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but that's the 2000, the big
Yeah,
one.
the 2000. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can buy up to 5 of those 2000. But like I said, daisy chain them all the way up, and they'll work. So basically, if you're trying to build a house system, this could do it, just like the Anchor has a system. You can buy 4, 5, 6 extra batteries with that one. And I think EcoFlow has the same thing. So DGI is really stepped the game up and say, you know what, like they do everything else. Guess what? We're here, and we ain't going nowhere.
Well, it's hard to daisy chain them when you don't have the daisy. So,
Got to have a power station first, yeah.
yep, got a daisy. Got to have a daisy.
Yeah.
So
So
I
my
want to see what the excuse is today. That
Also,
driver felt
Joe,
that
my,
thing said, I ain't carried up them stairs.
yeah, my solar panels came in yesterday also. And I got
Now
those.
say-
I ordered that last week from Autorama.
Yeah. Even
gotta have
Adirondack's got me mad right now.
You get the sun to take advantage of that, the solar panels. Seattle does not.
Yeah, yeah. I only bought one. I've watched the videos for this thing. You need at least for this thing to charge fully up in a reasonable, I say 2 to 3 hour time. You need 5 to 6 panels. And I said, I'm not going to spend $1,500 on buying that many panels, at $300 a pop. I said, no. That's why I was so excited about the extra battery. I said, I'd rather invest in that at half the cost than the solar panels. So I said, I need to have a little study session with my daughters and my wife that when the power goes out, you break these out, and you can use these to charge your phone, plug up the TV, and my thing especially plug up the freezer out in the garage and the refrigerator in the house.
Hell no, Dre. You know you're gonna come home. Your daughter's gonna have the PS5, the TV, 4 fans plugged
I
in.
know. Well, what was it? They'll probably take the Blue Eddy and plug the router up to that, so they can keep the internet going, and then plug the other thing. Anything? I have like a total of 3 altogether now. I got a little dinky one I bought 5-6 years ago. There's the one I take out to the field more than anything else. It charges up. I think I've charged up to 4 Mavic 2 Pro batteries during a day using that thing. Charges tablets, whatever else, in a very quick amount of time. And it's small, no more than about maybe, I think it's about maybe 8 inches wide, 6 inches tall, something like that. But like I say, it's portable, more portable than these other big monsters I got. So I actually bought this stuff for the house. Who I got it for. So like I say, the electric companies are not playing anymore. They're not going to try to keep electricity on doing high winds or any other type of events. They're shutting everything down at a drop of a hat.
The liability.
Yep. They're tired of being sued for liability issues. Yeah.
I saw a recipe online. I should have sent it to Paul. Guy got Hawaiian rolls. Got the Hawaiian rolls, filled them with vanilla pudding, and then topped them with chocolate. Made his own Bavarian cream rolls.
I can really say Hawaiian rolls are already sweet themselves.
That might be pretty good.
Yeah, I said you put vanilla pudding inside of it and then you cover it with chocolate.
Yeah,
that's got diabetes all over it.
Do you have your bag yet, Trey?
Yeah, I got the bag, came in last week.
yes, sir.
This sucker is tight. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't get it in. It's a 2-person job almost.
Well, make sure you put the flap down.
Yep, I did.
Okay, the flap is down. That keeps it open, and it slides right in there. It's a snug fit.
Yeah.
But I like the way they have the little pockets on the sides, little mesh pockets, because that's where I got my accessory plugs at. And then on the inside, you can take the regular AC plug and put it right there in the gap of the handle, and it'll fit right down in there on the inside. So I left my dongle plugged in yesterday, and it fitted in there a little bit. It's just a little more snugger, but it all fits.
Man, that sucker is a tight fit. It
Yeah.
snugs right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got mine in, but
The only I won't say it's a complaint, but I can't hit the power button from the outside.
yeah, and they kind of showed that. I watched the video. You have to pull the flap down.
Yeah, well, I guess usually they say, well, yeah, the power button's right here, and it shows it on the bag. I try to push it; it just doesn't allow it to push down enough to turn it on. So I just got to open the flap, reach up to the top, and turn it on. But I spent the whole last weekend looking for a video on how to do the update. And I talked to the guy from DJI. He says, "Oh, it's in the instructions." I said, "Dude, I downloaded the instructions PDF file, and it wasn't there. There wasn't no instructions." And this is the funny part, Lance. Once I got the Assist 2 to work, which is you gotta download the Assist 2 Power app or program to get to recognize it. Then when you put the app on your phone, then it shows you the video on how to update it.
Oh, okay.
And like I say, it says a little small English update Power 1000, and the rest is written in Japanese or Chinese.
Okay.
And I'm like, because I searched all over the internet. I went up and down, put in all kind of different wording and YouTube and stuff, and nothing came up. But I saw a couple of videos that referenced the fact that you had to update the Power 1000, but not one of them I saw showed you how to do it. So when I talked to this guy on the phone yesterday morning, he gave me a quick, I would say, crib note version, and I said, "Okay, I got it from here," and then I went ahead and did it.
Okay.
But I thought that was kind of funny that I got access to find a video, which it could be just in China or wherever else, to how to upgrade it. It's kind of ass backwards, The one thing I need to upgrade, that's where the video's at.
Yeah.
That's what, ooh, mud ball.
Hi, kids.
Better go to work, young man.
Oh, I am at work.
Oh, you trying to keep up with me now, huh?
Well, it's a slow day.
It's a slow day.
All I'm doing is copying over values from one Excel sheet to another.
Okay.
Actually,
call that
I'm
copy and
copying
paste?
values from 4 Excel sheets over to one other.
No. Yeah, copy and paste.
Yeah. That's
Hey, guys, I'm gonna
Hey.
give you guys the opportunity to keep going. I'm gonna go down and catch a ship and then come back.
That's
Okay,
fine, Paul.
before you step foot out that house, Mr. Murray, what is the weather conditions?
It's just dark and dingy.
Send it.
what the wind is.
Oh, no, there's negligible wind.
Okay.
And what is
Yep.
the temperature?
Temperature is 40 degrees.
40 degrees. Okay.
Okay.
Have a good time.
Okay, I'll be back shortly.
These are questions you ask yourself or should ask yourself before
Oh, we
every
know
flight.
how that goes.
Am I going to be killing a battery? Am I going to be losing my drone?
Well, Paul feel like he's more obligated to them ships than he is to his drones. Well, I had a nice little call yesterday, Don. Our city public information officer out of the city manager's office called me yesterday, and our local CBS affiliate wanted to use footage that I shot about 3-4 years ago. One of
Cool.
our city areas. So they had to go through the procedure to get my permission, and I said, just make sure you get my name credit.
Cool.
As other than that, I'm not worried about it. I did it on the city's time. So I said, make sure you put Recovery One drone on there, and we're all good.
Be
Hey,
safe, Paul.
everybody, I'll be back.
Be safe.
All right.
Paul.
That's pretty cool. I'm still looking for time that I can get out and fly my new bird.
I thought you've been flying it.
No. I've flown one battery on that thing. And
Oh,
then
okay. Well, you do have your hands full with the
Yeah,
grandkids, and the job now, and
yeah.
all the rest of your regular duties.
The job that keeps me going until after dark, and I don't want to learn. I mean, I could go out somewhere and I could put the light on it and fly at night, but I don't want to just do that. And, fixing dinners and stuff. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your normal duties around the house. You do a lot, Don. I give you the tip of the cap for that. You do a lot.
yeah, like I said, I need to cut down. And I want to get out there and finish that box on the dune buggy.
Mhm.
I got so many different.
Now we got to pick and choose our hobbies.
I know. I said that the other day. I've got the grandkids. I've got hobbies. I've got work. I need to either have fewer hobbies or fewer grandkids.
Yeah, I pretty much had to drop golfing when I started getting serious with the drones.
Hmm.
And it wasn't that I didn't have time to go golf. It's just mental focus is what I was more trying to get on board with. My wife said, "Are you going to start golfing again?" And I said, "No, I'm going to get this drone thing under my belt so it'll be ready to go when I retire. So I don't want to be, spend a lot of time then. I'll already be set up and ready to go."
What I need to do is just whenever I'm on in the evenings with any of watching you guys, I need to be out there working on that dune buggy or something.
Yeah, like you did before. Just take the phone out in the garage with you. You're good to go. Well, I think I'm seriously thinking about going and getting back in the men's league to golf this coming up year. It starts right about Easter. Like I said, I want to start being more creative using all these cameras I got and everything. And I said, what better place to do it is at the golf course.
Yeah, I have this new drone. I've got those new mics. I kind of want to do something with them.
Yeah, that's why I said I totally agree. Like me, I got all these pocket cameras and stuff and GoPros. I said I want to start getting some shots of hitting the ball off the tee and everything else, and see how good I can track a shot in the air. I can be like the boys on TV and track a shot. So there's a couple of different things I've been rattling around in my brain that I could do. Like I said, it's got to just take the time and do it. Stop talking about it and just go do it.
Yeah, the kids won't notice that I'm gone for one night. That's not going to destroy them when they're adults. I'll just abandon them for one night and go do something.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're babies. I mean, see, for me, my alma mater grown. I mean, my grandchildren, I still got some younger grandkids, but even I think the youngest grandkid I got is 6 or 7.
Yeah.
The oldest is 18.
Okay.
So they're like, leave grandpa alone.
Yeah.
The only time I get summoned is when they're upset with grandma. But grandma don't lay the law down.
Yeah, I told the littlest one no last night, and she looked at me like, I don't know what that word means.
Yeah, how dare you?
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just need to figure out a way to make my hobbies pay better.
Yeah, you're welcome, Miss Sunstar.
Better general.
Is that Lance flying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Christmas
What do
tree.
I know you guys had a Pantages Theater up here in Seattle.
Yeah, it's really nice. And actually, this is Tacoma proper.
Tacoma. I just think usually when you say Pantages, everybody thinks L.A.
Is that the Avata 2?
Yeah,
Greatest drone ever?
greatest drone ever, according to Joe.
There it is.
I got some. Yesterday, my son sent me some filters for the Neo, the trash drone.
Was that?
I
a
didn't
waste
want
of
to pay
money,
for
Joe?
them.
Filters for the Neo.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I'm gonna see if it. Well, the camera's not bad. I
Wait,
want to
for
see
the
if it
Neo?
changes that little jitter.
Yeah.
Oops. That would be a burp.
Well, I didn't pay for them, so that's the best thing. That was a Christmas present.
What filters you got for the Neo?
This is Freewell 81632 magnetic.
I wonder if that fit on a pocket. Are they the same size? Is the camera on that thing same size as the Osmo Pocket?
Don't know.
I do have a CPL filter for my Osmo Pocket.
Yeah. But the Neo, I guess if you're trying to keep to the 180 rule, I could see maybe the 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 16 is about the most used one I use more than anything else is the
Yeah.
16.
32 is a bit extreme, even in full daylight.
Yeah, I was gonna say here in California, I still stay at the 16. It's just the 32 is just
You're
I
not
always
doing
tell
any
people
long
when
exposure. I
when
can
you're
see you using
flying,
32 if you're doing like a long exposure or something.
yeah, but I tell people when you're flying, everything changes as the drone is moving.
Mhm.
And that's, I mean, it's one thing to get, if you're getting a static shot, okay, use a filter for that one shot. When you're consistently moving, everything is continuing to change.
Eh. Yeah, but you get just a general exposure and
Yeah.
lock it.
And that's why sometimes if it like this time of year where the sun is not as intense, I won't even fly with a filter on because I fly with the Maverick 2 Pro mainly for my cinematic work, and I said that variable aperture does everything I need to do.
Well, this one, the way it's got a magnetic part that you actually take. It sticks on the front of the gimbal.
Right.
So what it does, you got to peel it off and stick it to it. Then the filters will magnetic to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you don't want that, take a look at your camera cluster on your cell phone to see if you can repurpose it for that.
Yeah, you got a point. Not big enough.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got the 15 Pro Max. I don't think it's wide enough to get all three of them.
Gotcha.
It might be. It might get what you need, Yeah, I think it wouldn't do. I don't think it'll do.
Always get what you want.
But we did something different this year. Since he's in North Carolina and everybody, I told him, I said, y'all don't need to spend a whole bunch of money on everybody. Because it's, spend it on kids, let kids get something. So they came up with the idea, all of them, to put out a wish list of about 5 items, on Amazon, and then they'll go from there and they keep it at about $20,
Yeah.
And these were $19. I stuck it out there. We put them out Friday, sent them to me already.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I put them under the tree like that. He says, well, open them up. I said, well, I'll open them up, but I'm going to put them under the tree.
Well, he probably sent an early joker. He didn't want you to have another disappointment like with the power bank.
You got a point. I sent him a package 2 weeks ago on 3-day select. It took 11 days.
Wow.
11 days to get to him.
I'll be heated.
He got tied up in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm paying for 3-day express shipping, it better be there in express shipping mode. Don't give me no 11 days and talking about, I'm like, Don't offer me something you can't back up.
Well, the difference in cost was like 20 cents. It's not the point.
I should be getting my metal print today of that picture.
The one that you blew telling your wife what you got?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but still, she's getting it. I'm still gonna wrap it up, and she don't get to actually see it until Christmas.
You went with metal, Don. Good job.
Yeah, I like metal prints.
A little more
Mhm.
expensive.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I've heard good things about them.
Shit, you're paying for the case. That's what you're paying for. Yes. Not the filter, the case.
Got that magnetic case for Freewell.
Yeah.
What is that, Joe?
They do have nice
Filters
cases.
for the
For what?
Trash Drone Neo.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst drone ever?
Yep.
Now, what gets me is how I don't hear nothing about Polar Pro anymore. Are they still making filters for drones?
I haven't seen that name ever.
I know they used to be the top brand. You wasn't buying Polar Pro, you was getting it was like swinging in the dark, hit and miss.
It sounds like that Mavic 4 is going to have a built-in filters up to 16 or 64, from 4 to 64. That's cool.
Something else to break.
Top row.
Well, I got to try to explain to folks. I think I hit Russ up first when he put out that announcement when he did his thing about the Mavic 4, and I made a big old giant comment on his video. I said, "It's nice to hear about the new stuff that's coming out," but I told him, I said, here in the United States, we're gonna be the kids looking at the department store window from the outside. We can't get it through customs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why this thing costs so much. Got that magnetic case.
Mm. Yeah. Because I remind people when I did my podcast, I said as the airing of this video, I said we are still not able to get the Air 3S off of Amazon, Best Buy, Autorama. What's the other guy's name there? B&H.
B&H.
And whoever else, mom and pop,
Yeah,
sells
any
drones.
vendor.
Still don't have them.
Nope. Gotta go directly to DJI and hope it gets through.
That's it. You buy direct with DJI, and you gotta hope it gets through. Or when it will get through.
Yep.
And I said that's not good for business. So I know some of these guys depend upon the fact that they are reviewers and they live and breathe on the leaks of whoever, Igor, and Jasper and everything else. I'm like, dude, ain't none of them guys gonna be delivering nothing to your house.
Mm-hmm.
And I remind folks, I said DJI just don't make drones for the US. They are a global company. They make drones for the rest of the world.
But when it comes to the market, we do have.
Oh yeah, we have probably the strongest market, but I can tell folks just like everybody else. I said, you think Amazon's gonna fold up its tents and go away? Best Buy? I said they were making money long before drones became popular.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just have to move that stuff off their shelves and give space to something else.
Yeah, we'll get a drink.
So when I was in Best Buy last week, when I was trying to go down there and see what the Neo looked like, up close and personal.
Yeah.
I didn't even see them have any other drones in the store.
I didn't either. I was in Best Buy, and I'm used to going in there and at least seeing some of the mid-level DJI drones. And
well, they had some of those. They had the older one, but I'm saying I didn't see no Autel drones, no Parrot drones, no even cheap Rukus or Femis. It was just a few, the Air 3, Mavic 3, and I think they had the Neo on display.
See, I expected to see the Air 3 or something there. I did not see the Air 3 when I went in.
Yeah, they had the Air 3 there and the Mavic 3, and they had the Neo
so it may depend on what they still have in stock at the different local ones.
Yeah, they didn't have the Neo in stock. That's why I had to order it off the page, web page, and I got it for my grandson. His birthday is today, matter of fact.
The 10th.
My oldest daughter, her birthday's tomorrow, and my grandson's birthday is today. So I got call up his daddy, say, hey, come get my grandson's gift.
Well, the Best Buy here had the it was the Mavic Pro, and then they had the 4K, the Mini 4 Pro, and
Right.
the Air 3 and the Neo.
Mm.
That's what they had here.
Mm.
But the Neo was just by itself, no fly more.
Yeah, that's why I said I had to buy it by itself, which not made me happy because I couldn't find a Flymore anywhere.
Well, Target had them here. In fact, Target by Johnny, 17 miles up the road, still has them.
I didn't
That's
even
where I
bother
bought
look
mine.
at Target. I should have looked over. I didn't even bother to look at Target.
I looked at Neo. I put it on that Neo like that, and it came up Target. I went Target. I clicked
Yeah.
on it, and it said 3 available in Hammond, 3 available in Metairie, none in Mandeville. So I said,
Wow.
well, shoot. I bought it and I ran up to Johnny's and got it.
Yeah.
I was shocked that I paid that much for that little box.
Joe, the box came to my house, dude. I'm thinking, what did I order? You know, I'm like, what did
Yeah.
I order? This little dinky box. And then when I opened the box, the Neo box is even smaller because half that box was full of that paper, not paper, it was that inflatable plastic, packing stuff. I'm like, this thing is dinky.
Well, think of it this way. That box you got for the single Neo had about a half inch. Same width, about a thickness, about a half inch. That's about all it is.
That's something else.
I saw both boxes and I laughed when I saw that. I said, you got to be kidding me. Got it home all enthused, picked it up, it goes, Addy mode, boom, into the wall. Hey, bitch. My daughter was in here. I had it hovering, following me around. It was doing it. And then it went attitude mode and started going off. I put my hand in it, landed. But it tries, so I'm thinking it's because all the furniture I have is dark. It's picking up everything dark. But I've gone outside, like I said, when it came over in that balcony, that sucker went crazy. But I think that it's just, I think it's something they're still going to, how they sometimes take a month and put another firmware out and they change something. But it flies. If I go fly, now the only time I do get nervous is I will not fly out over water. That sucker goes crazy in Addy mode and winds up landing in the water, I'll be pissed.
Yeah. Oh.
So Paul went to fly.
Yeah, I said the weather was more favorable than the other day when he went to go fly, so I can't argue with him.
The other day I thought he was doing a sacrifice.
Yeah, the old Viking ship sacrifice.
Yeah, you're gonna do something.
Yeah,
he bought yesterday. I don't know if he came on. He bought a Chromebook yesterday.
I heard. I got to tell him. He said he got it and he couldn't log in, so he got mad and took it back.
He couldn't log into all his stuff with his passwords because he don't remember them. He's got 18. He showed his book, and it's like 95 passwords on the same thing, all scratched out and all that. He doesn't update his book, so he don't know. He's not sure, and it's just. I said, Paul.
He needs a password manager.
I agree.
But he'd lose that too.
Yeah, he'd forget how to get into it.
I've got a password manager that backs up to a remote account.
You know what? I can't get mad at him about that because I'm when it comes to passwords and stuff, it gets frustrating because nowadays they even tell you can't use the same password after so long. You got to change it. And it's like, okay, now you guys are messing with me because I want to be somewhat consistent. I can have maybe one alteration or two. They say, oh, no, you can't use that word at all. You got to give me something different. I said,
oh, yeah, I hate that.
Now you messing with me.
And then if you tell it to generate one, there ain't no way you'll remember that shit.
Right. Because I think the other day on the main TV in the family room, somehow they lost the login for the HBO Max. And they were in there trying to figure it out. And I went in there, they finally decided to go bother dad. I was like, okay, what's going on? We can't log in. I'm like, how did it get logged out? First question I asked. They hate that because I'm gonna investigate how to get logged out. I don't know. I don't know. We just turned it on and it wouldn't, it said we got to log in. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I went in and added, like I said, what I best remembered, and I didn't work. And then something told me add an asterisk in there. That's been the last thing I've been doing is adding an asterisk. Boom, log right in.
Yeah. Because I keep all my passwords, and if somebody hacks one of mine, they got it. You know,
Yeah.
all mine are similar, but
I have
it
different
has.
password. I have all kinds of different passwords, but I do have a password manager on my iPad, which uses biometrics for me to open it, but it also backs up to another location.
Hey, Laura.
In case something happens to my iPad, I can recover it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I do get a little frustrated because every once in a while Amazon acts stupid, especially by coming on a different device. And it's like, oh man, what is the password on this crap again?
And my security question is about Shakespeare, so it's safe from anybody.
Yeah, you got a point.
Oh, is Laura asking you to go play Fortnite? Check your messages. You see,
probably telling me, probably a voice message saying, "Shut up, Joe."
Yeah, I say you notice Justin disappeared a while back.
Oh yeah.
As soon as he came in and said hi,
Joe, shut up. LOL. Oh yeah. Shut up, Joe.
It's down here.
And I was nice enough to send you the link to the Grinch shirt for David.
Ooh, I wonder if I'll get the fictional package from Laura today. You know, the one that she keeps claiming she sent in the mail?
Yeah, I haven't got mine either. I forgot about it. It might want.
It must
Who
be
was it? Lambo.
No, Louisiana Purchase territory.
Yeah. What was it? I won the little cheap drone on art, and he sent the Lambo.
Yeah.
So maybe Lambo's getting this.
You like that reference there, Don?
I missed it.
I just said there's some conspiracy going on in the old Louisiana Purchase territory.
Yep.
I believe Missouri was part of that purchase.
Yep. I think so.
Yeah, I think it did. You guys not getting your packages or mail or whatever. Something's going on.
Yeah.
Something with the French.
Yeah, blame the French. Yeah, I was in the middle of copying, pasting. So I missed your reference.
No problem. No problem.
It's not just a simple copy everything and paste it. You need to select. It's very complex. Not really. It's mindless. Check that. Here.
Wonder if Paul got any donuts on the way back.
Well, make sure you tell them about that Hawaiian bread recipe.
Yeah, I tell you, it looks interesting.
Yeah, just when you told me about it, I said, that does sound kind of interesting. I'll probably go
What is it,
into
like
a sugar coma afterwards, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah.
What is it, like a milk bread?
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
get the Hawaiian rolls and then you fill them with vanilla pudding and then put the chocolate on the top.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like a recipe for making the Hawaiian bread, which is like a milk bread, and I was like, oh, okay. But no, it's
no, he's just
taking the
telling
Hawaiian rolls
he
and
just added another 50 grams of sugar.
Yeah, more than
Hawaiian
that,
bread
probably.
already has so much sugar in it, it's ridiculous.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I said the bread is already sweet. Now you're gonna add vanilla pudding and then dunk it in chocolate.
Uh,
Like I
Yep.
said, I would be in a sugar high coma for the rest of the afternoon.
yep.
You
I
heard what
I
I
would
did yesterday, right?
give me about an
Yesterday I
hour
was-
and a half, and I would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday I was sitting here after I went downstairs and ran back up and did all this, and my chest didn't feel right. And I said, okay, it's going away. It's just exerted a little bit too much. And I'm sitting here, and it's not going away. So I took a nitro, and about 4 minutes into that nitro, that sucker hit me. I thought I was dying. I lost my balance. I mean, I couldn't, nothing would focus. I really thought I was having a stroke. But it was that nitro. And that's never happened to me. But it was also on an empty stomach. So I wonder if there had a little correlation. It took about 15 minutes for me to get back to normal. And it was a long 15 minutes. So Don, you didn't get yours and I didn't get mine. We're the only ones?
Yep, so far.
Uh-huh.
I'm still gonna do an unboxing. If I don't get it,
Unboxing what?
I'm just gonna get an empty box. I'm gonna open up and say, "This is the box of lies that Laura sent me."
Uh,
That's pretty good.
All right. She said in the chat, Dawn, I have definitely sent you one. But she didn't say Joe, I definitely sent you one.
oh, no, I saw that.
I think, Joe, I seem to remember sending you one. I can't guarantee anything.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. I got a rock.
So there's that.
Well, Paul may have went over and bought that computer at Walmart too.
Mm,
You thinking of trying to buy another computer?
He bought that Chromebook yesterday. And that's one he complained about, but he was looking again.
No.
You did not look. You don't need it.
I don't know. I have not bought. Well, everything I buy for the family, I always get through Dell. My wife's got a couple Dell Chromebooks and a laptop. For the kids, each one who when they graduate high school, I always buy them a laptop when they graduate high school. That's part of their graduation gift.
well, that's cool. Hey, Daddy Dre.
Yes,
I graduated high school.
good for you. Like I said, I always have ulterior motives, Don. So when they think they're gonna sit around the house and just kick back and do whatever, I said, oh, I didn't buy that laptop. I bought that laptop so you can get job applications.
Hey, Paul, I got a question.
What's that?
Normally, you don't go out this far.
Yeah, I do. I go between there and the other side of the bridge.
Because that's normally when you start having connection problems.
Let's say, Don, the motive is either you fill out job applications or you finishing up your college applications, one or the other. Is that the
Where's
same
that?
ship from last time?
Okay.
This is the
Yeah.
Presque Isle. This is an articulated tug barge.
Yeah, the last one
Yeah,
you
we
did was
seen that a
articulated
couple
tug
weeks ago.
barge. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago I did that. It was upbound.
Oh, okay. I can already say I know I'm not seeing things now. That was when the wind was blowing real hard.
Yep.
Uh-huh. I was gonna say, I'm looking at sunshine, and you described earlier as it being cloudy and overcast.
Yep.
Mhm.
And when I got down there and parked, Don, all of a sudden the sun started peeking through.
Yeah.
Oh, did it?
Yep. Cause see, I'm parked right over here. That's me right there.
Okay.
There's a deckhand right up there on the bow.
Yeah.
No, big ass ship, big ass board.
Got his P coat on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah, I
stay
broke
warm.
down a few years ago there, Paul, and Dre and bought one too.
Oh, is
That's
that
from
right?
Duluth. Because
Mhm.
I go shoot those soccer games sometimes, and it'd be
Yeah.
like 30 degrees. I said, "Oh shit, no."
Yeah. I think the P coats, like I said, the Navy P coats is a fashion statement.
Hmm.
All the little yuppies and yippies and stuff, they like wearing that thing.
Those things are nice and warm too.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy.
I bought mine from Duluth, and then
Yeah.
I got the hat that it goes over the top that covers the face except for the face,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same material.
Oh,
And I
okay.
actually got to take that off sometimes. I'll start sweating.
Yeah. Good job, Paul.
Yeah, it turned out good, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice
That
flight.
one look good.
Yeah.
Look like you know what you're doing sometimes.
Well, it's like anything else, Joe. The more you do it, the better you get. And
Tried to tell that to my wife, and
this
she didn't want to do it that much.
this time of year, because the ship traffic is dying down, I like to go and get the ships as often as I can.
And see where that gift is. I like UPS. Their shipment updates. It sounds threatening at the beginning because it says label created, then it says we have your package.
Sounds
Is
like
this a ransom? Is this a ransom note or something?
Yeah, really. I just don't like when they give you that 2 or 3 days of no information and it still shows it sitting in the same spot. And all of a sudden it says, "Oh, it's local." I'm like, what? They're like my panels. They were in Tennessee for like a week. And all of a sudden yesterday it says, "Oh, it's in Vernon, California." I'm like, holy smokes. They've been sitting in Nashville for almost a week, and all of a sudden they're in California. I'm sure they stopped somewhere else along the way.
Hold on just a second. I need to look this up. About us. Let's look here.
Dre, how's the weather out there?
Well, the weather's quite nice today. We got only thing bad, we got Santa Ana wind conditions, which means on the surface, winds gusting around 40 to 50 miles per hour, up to about 75. So flying a drone at about 200 to 400, you're probably gonna be hitting close to about anywhere between 80 and 100 miles per hour winds.
Now, north of you, they've got those fires going. That Santa
Yeah.
Ana wind must really push
Yeah.
them, doesn't it?
Malibu area has the fire going today. I'm surprised there's not another one. It's almost like when the weather people announce that stuff, it's almost like the starting gun for arsonists. You know, like, oh, let's go. You know, let's go start a fire somewhere. So I had to leave my Malibu home next to Charlie and Allen and come back to San Bernardino this morning.
Huh. Interesting. I ordered from MPix. And I just now noticed on the shipping, it's Pittsburgh, Kansas, just right across the
So you
state line
picked it up
from
in
me.
person, huh?
I could have. It's like, they're in Pittsburgh? Oh. Yeah, MPix. It's short for Millers. I've heard of Millers.
Oh, they're trying to
Good,
sound
you pick up my
international.
order too then, Don. It's
Do you
taking
go
forever
through
to get
MPix?
me. What's that?
You go through MPix?
Yeah, I thought I suggested that to you as well. Yeah, I always go through Impex.
You might have
Okay, so-
suggested that to me.
I think I suggested that to you, but I'm not positive.
I forget.
So
But yeah,
remember
so there-
talking about the you wanting to print out the your family, and I thought get a medal and get it from Impex. They do a good job.
Yeah, sitting here looking. So it was created. They sent it out. It went all the way up to Kansas City, Lenexa, Kansas, which is up in Kansas City, and then back down to me.
Couldn't figure out to go across the bridge, huh?
So
Now, those metal prints, are they really worth it?
don't know. Never had one.
I
This is my
I
first one.
Oh, this your first one? Oh, okay. How about you,
I've heard
Lance?
good things. Lance, have you done metal prints?
I've done a couple. They look pretty good.
What did you say, Don?
A metal
I was
print
asking
or one of
who's
those-
done metal
what's
prints?
the other one's glass or whatever it is they do?
Ceramic?
No, I think it's either metal or glass. I always see them advertised on YouTube and
Acrylic.
stuff and other places.
Acrylic, yeah.
Metal. And then
I
it
would
goes
like to
acrylic.
get one, but how expensive is it?
This was for an 8x10, a little over $30.
Okay, so I'm looking at something more, a little bit bigger than that. Probably about a 20 by, or at least a 24 by 18, something like
And
that.
but if you go through them, if you're just wanting to do one,
Mm-hmm.
just to see, they usually give you a first order discount
Oh.
of like
Okay.
30%. So
Mhm.
because this started out as it was 50, I think it was.
Yeah, because I did a couple of canvas ones. One thing I didn't like the orientation on one of the pictures I sent. They cropped it down even more, and I was kind of disappointed on the canvas one that I had done.
Let's take a look
I'm
here and
like,
see.
So a 16 by 20 is 134,
Okay, that's a little rich for my blood.
and an 11 by 14 is 68.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
A 12 by 24 is 99. But again, like Don said, you'll get a discount on your first order if you
Yeah,
click
Yeah,
the right
like
button.
30% off.
yeah.
Okay, guys. Hey, I've got to take a first period that I don't really want to do, but I've got to get going.
Okay,
Good
buddy.
work.
You have a good day, Lance.
They're
Go
paying
make the
me
donut.
Lance.
not a lot. Have a good day.
Time to make the donuts.
That was a good commercial. Felt that way at Pizza Hut some mornings.
What was it for?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Was it Dunkin'? I was gonna say Winchell's.
It may have been too, might have been both.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of.
I
folks
don't think so.
didn't
I don't think
do
it was a
Winchell's
donut
on
commercial.
the East Coast. And my wife always said Dunkin's been around the East Coast forever.
Yeah, it's Dunkin's. Yeah, time to make the donuts, Dunkin's.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the West Coast. It was Winchell's, Dunkin's, East Coast.
I actually do not like the way this filter thing goes on. It sticks on, I mean, it's got barely anything to stick on.
It's magnetic, isn't it?
Well, it's the filter's gonna stick on the metal, but the metal glues on with a little adhesive on just that little bit of piece that you got around the camera on the
I
gimbal.
see you down there with a little sculpting thing. I'm like, what are you doing? Doing surgery?
See, it's always fun to see.
That's how you gotta hold it.
It's always fun to see these things that most of the commercials, Time to Make the Donuts, are in public domain because they did not register them.
Huh?
They were never registered.
The
So
donuts or the
Time to
company?
Make the Donuts, the commercials,
commercial.
those specific commercials. So
Okay, this make a commercial. In other words, they didn't copyright the slogan.
I'm just reading here. Many or all of the commercials from before 1989 are in the public domain in the United States due to a failure to comply with copyright formalities which were in place at the time. Specifically, those
Okay.
commercials were aired to television between 1978 and March 1989 without copyright notice and were apparently never registered.
Okay, yeah, they didn't.
So the copyrights have expired.
Right. Well, you know what other copyright expired? I think it was last month. One of the most famous songs in America. You all
know.
heard it. Various commercials. The most famous commercial is United Airlines. Come on, Don. You know.
Nope.
You're my history buff. You know.
What's the commercial that sticks in my mind and I can't even tell you the product, but it had a little old lady in it?
Where's the
Wendy's?
beef?
Yeah,
Where's the
Wendy.
beef?
Wendy's. Yeah, where's the beef? Okay, Don. The song is
Clara?
Rhapsody. Rhapsody Blues is the name of the song. The copyright expired last month. 100 years old. Written by George Gershwin. And that music was played with United Airlines from probably the mid 70s all the way through the 90s. Parts of that song.
Oh,
Don't ring a bell?
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm doing work.
I know you are. I'm not going to mess with you.
I got an email thread come through here to me that I need to catch up
Yeah,
on.
You can take your time. You working, man. I
This
can say,
but no,
as soon as you hear it,
Rhapsody.
you'll know it.
It does not. It's not striking a chord with me.
See, it's been turned off for a while now. It's talking to me in Chinese.
I hope that don't happen to my grandson.
I mean, it's supposed to not do that. When I turn it on, put it on app, it worked for a couple of days, then it go back to Chinese.
That's the Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah, trash drone.
Well, maybe it's celebrating the coming of the new Chinese New Year. Wants to
Maybe
get you
this
in
one
the
does
spirit.
spy on things.
Let me see if they got it in the music library of YouTube.
What the shit was that? Did you hear that? It's talking to me in Chinese on the table. I put it down and it blocked the sensors. That's what it's telling me. Now let's go to the app and fix it. Get it to talk to them in English.
Oh, man. Ugh. Well, how many people we got? 11 people watching. We've been on for 2 hours. What do you think, Joe? What do you think?
Okay, yeah.
See, now it works. Watch. See if it starts talking to me. No, it's not talking to me now.
Direction track. Follow.
Now I'll hold it up here, get it in the light, and I'll put it back down. I put it down and started talking to me, and they had a whole conversation in Chinese.
Really?
And I said, what the hell? It's not doing it now. It was telling me, keep calling me a trash drone, bitch. She won't do it now.
Okay, guys, I'm going to shut her down.
All righty, Paul.
Bye, everybody. See you later tonight.
I'll see y'all later.